Roll call.
Mayor Gerardo Anaya,
Present.
Vice Mayor Luis Galindo,
Present.
Councilmember Jesus Roldan,
Present.
Councilmember Miguel Villalpando,
Present.
Councilmember Juan Castillo,
Present.
Councilmember Marta Gonzalez,
Present.
Councilmember Lorena Delgadillo.
Present.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you. We're gonna move on. Call to the public. Anybody from the public wishing to address council?
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council. Rodney Reinhardt, interim Parks and Rec Director. I'm here to formally introduce Valeria Castro she's our events coordinator. She's been here about 6 weeks. She's already has one event under her belt, and that's the Pet Palooza. She came in about 2.5 weeks and really helped us out and got it going, and she did a great job. And I'll let you say a few words.
Hello, good evening, everyone. First of all, I'd like to formally introduce myself. My name is Valeria Castro. I'm the Special Events Coordinator, like Rodney mentioned. And I would really want to thank everyone. I'm very grateful for the opportunity of being part of the City of Somerton team. So far in the time that I've been here, everyone's been very passionate and so helpful, and I hope I can contribute to that. I've also done the Pet Palooza event. The upcoming event is Greater Days and Somerton Food Festival, and I'm very excited. It's going to be on March 16th, and I hope it can be as successful as it has been in the past as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome. Anybody else from the public?
Beverly Cade, if you want to just come up and accept the proclamation that we passed.
Yeah, last week we proclaimed this month Black History Month, and now we got members of the NAACP that I would like to invite up front so we can take a picture of the proclamation. Yes,
We're ready for you.
yeah, then you can talk.
If you guys want to stand. Sure.
Thank you. Okay.
You can present it to her.
Anybody else? Anybody else? Can I have?
Right here. No, go good.
You take one step. Okay. Yeah. Really appreciate
Yes, sir, I would. Mr. Mayor and council members, I'd just like to take a few seconds to express our gratitude to the city and the council and other members for this recognition. What this recognition means to us is that here in the city of Somerton, which does have a small African-American population, but still recognizes that all people are important and all people deserve to be recognized. We sincerely and really appreciate your making up this proclamation for us. And what it also means to us is that you care. You really do care. And once you care, you can learn. And once you learn, things change. Knowledge is the key as far as we're concerned. So we sincerely appreciate the proclamation that you folks did. And the NAACP is a service organization, just like other service organizations here in town. I'm a member of the NAACP, a lifetime member. I'm also a Rotarian and a retired Marine too. So I care about this community. When I retired, I had to stay here in Yuma County, because this was a place to be. So again, thank you very much for the NAACP. Have a good day, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anybody else from the public? Then I'd like to welcome Tony Reyes, Supervisor. Welcome. Elected official. There's nothing in consent agenda. We're gonna move on to the presentation. 2023 Somerton Annual Cleanup.
Mr. Mayor, Council, my name is Charles Gutierrez, Public Works Director. Today, we're going to talk about the 2023 Somerton Annual Cleanup. The Somerton Annual Cleanup began on October 2nd, 2023, and ran through November 22nd of 2023. Public Works started the process 1 month later than the previous year to align with surrounding communities so as not to have other material brought in from other areas. Somerton Public Works staffing accumulated approximately 2,560 hours, approximately 320 per staff, for a payroll amount of $42,372.68. The Arizona Department of Correction inmates, a total of 560 hours, approximately 140 hours per staff, for a payroll of $280. Total payroll at this point right now was $42,652.68. The solid waste facility for the October and November. For October, it was $11,203.54. In November, we used $7,129.18. Total tipping fees to date, approximately $18,332.72. Approximately 500 tons at this point. There's still more to take to the landfill. Total cost to date, approximately $60,985.40. Public Works staff are currently chipping vegetation and beginning to use surrounding partners for the recycle program. We're continually using eco proyectos to take away some of the material for recycling. Public Works is continually moving material to the landfill and appropriate recycle program venues. We had just a few complaints that were, we missed a house, we came too early, or we did not pick it up. But on one particular day, the entire crew received cold water bottles from a resident as a thank you for the service provided. That was fantastic. The cleanup crew was assisted by Jesus Norsa Garay, code enforcement, to aid in the cleanup efforts. For the first time this year, the code enforcement was a couple days ahead of the cleanup crews, advising residents to remember the required tree lengths and material that cannot be picked up. The overall progress was efficient and a huge success. And if we could go to some of the pictures real quick. This was the first day of the cleanup, right? Just on the other side of the Chevron building. This is the first alley that we picked up. So I went out there and made sure I was taking some good pictures of the guys. Next one. These are some of the tires that we've picked up. We have been continually taking tires out to the county yard out there on 7E by the 7E landfill, where they shred them and put them into their cold patch mixtures and stuff like that. So this is a collaborative effort that Yuma County is helping us with. This one here is over by the Head Start building on Carlisle. Just wanted to show how efficient the guys are using the tractors and stuff like that to move the equipment from the alleys and different places like that. It went really, really well. The guys doing the traffic control out there did pretty efficient. Thank you. I'll move to the next one. You can see how they pile up the trees and different things like that. I mean, y'all were around all over the place. You could see all the weekly stuff that people were leaving behind. Next one, please. And there's some piles of stuff that some of this stuff is going to eco proyectos as a recycled material. Any metal and stuff like that, plastics and stuff like that, we can recycle. We're taking them to the appropriate locations. Of what we can't, we are burning or chipping. Next one. And you can see we've collected probably about 1,000 mattresses out there. Where they came from, I don't know, but they're brand new mattresses people have, so. And again, this is just a neighborhood area where this is the actual neighborhood where the resident gave the waters to the guys out there. Next one. And again, just efficiency of the guys and utilizing the prison help to get this job done very, very well. And that should be it.
Any questions or comments? Thank you. I want to thank your staff for the hard work, and this year went pretty smooth. I think the information was out, and at least I didn't hear a lot of when is it coming to my neighborhood. So at least that area that was very well planned.
Thank you.
We have one item, a public hearing for minor amendment case PLN 23-00234. Is there a motion to open public hearing? So motion by Councilwoman Delgadillo, second by Vice Mayor Galindo. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council. The item before you on the agenda is the public hearing items related to minor general plan amendment case PLN 23-00234 and rezoning case PLN 23-00235. A set of requests by Vianey Vega on behalf of Comite de Bienestar, Arizona Corporation to amend the 2020 general plan land use designation of APN 1953305 and to rezone from R16 single family residential to R3 multifamily residential. The purpose of these items is for the building of a townhouse subdivision. Mayor and Council, these requests, both zoning cases have to do with a APN 1953305. This is a 3.65 to be exact acre parcel located on the southwest corner of Madison Street and Cesar Chavez. The property had been previously approved for a single family subdivision back in 2022. The original approval contained 16 lots and 1 tract for stormwater retention. Last year in 2023, the property was acquired by a new owner, which is Comite de Bienestar. And they came to the city asking for a change to the plat, which would take it from the single family 16 lot concept to a multi-family, or rather higher density single family townhouse subdivision. The new proposal now showed 31 lots versus the original 16. Could you pull up the plat, Andrea, please, the conceptual plat? Keep going a little bit more. There we go. That's it. Is there a way to rotate that? So Mayor and Council, the new proposal, as you can see, is a much higher density than the original, but it's still single family residential nevertheless. They are attached townhomes similar to the ones found on Crane Street by a city park built by the Halls a couple of years ago. Attached single family homes. Another change from the original approved plat is Monroe Street originally had a knuckle and it turned north onto Sunset Drive, and the new proposal now shows it going straight, leaving the option for a future expansion of that road if and when those parcels are ever developed. So during the process and the analysis, the staff analysis, we found that the change is in line with both ongoing patterns, nationwide and local. Higher density is becoming an increasingly popular housing option, both in Yuma County and in elsewhere. And also with the city's need for additional housing. As you know, we have a housing shortage here. So, and this taking this from 16 lots to 31 lots or somewhere close to that does open the possibility for more housing per acre. Staff have received no objections to the project throughout the public notification and public input process. Staff really finds the project standard. It's a very simple layout. It's 3 acres, but it works from our point of view. So rather than really reinvent everything, we're recommending to carry over everything from the original approval of the 16 lots, which includes the pathways, the right-of-way dedications, the landscaping, the perimeter block wall, and all these standard subdivision items. Just carry them over into this new subdivision. And the only things that we found which are out of the ordinary, or rather unique to the new proposal, are 2 items. The first one being that the subdivision shows some lots which are smaller than 3,000 square feet. 3,000 square feet is the absolute minimum for an R3 size lot. There's a couple of them that are just under that, 2,900 and some change. The other being the fact that the original plat, the original subdivision, had been allowed to connect to the lift station on Cesar Chavez Avenue, lift station number 11. You may recall that this was a unique circumstance because when the first original single-family subdivision was approved, the high school lift station was not ready. Therefore, there was a study done, and it was concluded that that subdivision could connect to the lift station on Cesar Chavez Avenue. The developer is requesting a continuance of that approval, allowing them to connect to this lift station on Cesar Chavez Avenue. And as part of this request, staff requested that they submit a sewer analysis. Can that lift station take the extra units? Because you're going from 16 to close to 30. So what does that do for capacity? Do we have it? The engineer, the developer's engineer submitted a study, and it was vetted and reviewed by the city's contract engineer, Jim Davey, who found that the lift station can indeed take on the additional demand. In fact, by the calculation shows it's only an additional 300 gallons per day is what that's producing. Mr. Davies' full comment is shown in the exhibits. So to kind of wrap it up, staff believes that the proposal is indeed feasible. It's a good proposal. And with the 2 items that I mentioned, the lot sizes and the sewer, staff believes that if the number of lots were to be reduced from 31 to a number, let's say 30 or 29, but lesser than 31, then that would allow the developer to provide the minimum lot size and to comply with the added, with the sewer capacity. The exact recommendation can be provided on later in the action items. But that is the core of my presentation. Are there any questions from council?
Any questions or comments? Any questions from the public or comments? Is there a motion to close the public hearing? So motion by Vice Mayor Galindo, second by Councilwoman Delgadillo. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I'm gonna ask the council members that are remote to please vote. I only heard one council member voting, so please turn on your microphone. Okay, we're gonna move on to new business. Item number 1, discussion and possible action to approve minor general plan amendment case PLN 23-00234 and rezoning case PLN 23-00235.
Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council. The items before you on the agenda are the action items related to both zoning cases that we just discussed in the public hearing. At this point, I'd like to, if there are no further questions, I would like to go over staff's recommendations and the recommended conditions of approval. If that's okay.
Any questions or comments?
Mayor,
Yes,
I do have some questions or comments, but I'll wait till Saul is done with his portion.
And I'd just like to clarify, Mayor and Vice Mayor and Council, this action item is actually just for the general plan, not for the rezoning. So we'll tackle one at a time as it's here in the item. But Andrea, can you go to the exhibits, Exhibit A, please? For the action item approving, I think it's actually further up, Andrea. For the action item approving minor general plan amendment case PLN 23-00234, staff's recommendation will be for approval with conditions. The conditions of approval are as follows. There, thank you. Condition number 1 is a standard condition. The conditions listed below are in additions to city codes, rules, fees, and regulations that are applicable to this action. Condition number 2, the owner shall submit to the City of Somerton a complete preliminary plat application for review prior to submitting a final plat application. The owner shall follow all conditions of approval from the previously approved max subdivision preliminary plat case PLN 20-007 and max subdivision final plat case PLN 21-0016. Number 3, this is the condition that addresses the 2 items that we discussed in the public hearing, the 2 substantial items. The owner shall scale back the project from 31 to 29 lots as it was originally discussed at the pre-development stage and considered for the additional wastewater analysis, or to a number of lots which achieve the minimum lot size of 3,000 square feet throughout and does not generate more volume of wastewater that exceeds the capacity of lift station number 11. So this condition kind of gives 29 as a recommendation, as an option, but also if indeed they can make it work to say 30 with 3,000 square feet and with the lift station still having volume, then we would be okay with that. It leaves the door open to that. The condition number 4, the condition number 2 listed above shall be completed within 1 year of the effective date of the minor general plan amendment or prior to a building permit. So they would have to submit a final plat within 1 year of approval of the minor general plan amendment. Any questions from council?
any questions or comments?
Mayor, if I may,
Yes, Councilmember Villalpando?
Saul, have you guys considered any possible options if, let's say, the sewer capacity is more than the 300 gallons per day, and how it affect us? The only reason I bring that up is because over here in Valle del Sol, there was 2 subdivisions or 2 phases of a subdivision that came in, and we ended up spending about a $200,000 additionally in order to do the upgrades to allow these 2 subdivisions to hook up to that lift station. And I hate to see a repeat of that. And so have you guys considered maybe reviewing it up to 5 years, and then in 5 years they're still within the parameters and there's no upgrading that's needed, then it's okay. But if there's upgrade needed, then developer might have to pay for them, because I wouldn't like the current residents to be paying for upgrades.
Councilmember Villalpando, the couple of topics that you touched on as to whether it's the responsibility of the developer to make upgrades to the lift station if the size of the project requires it. That's a condition of approval from the additional subdivision, so that's going to carry over. So if the report concludes that any upgrades are needed, which the report actually did not at this point, then they would be the responsibility of the developer. One big thing to consider in the added number of units is that in the original proposal, these could have been large 2-story, 5-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom homes that generate more wastewater than this 30-unit townhouse development, which is going to be, from what I've heard from the developer, a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. So we know what's going to go in there. It's going to be a scaled back home versus what could have originally been built. And then to touch on your other question as to if we considered having a sort of measurement on a yearly or perhaps a 5 years into it, if indeed that's what they're generating, we have not considered that.
And the only reason I bring that up is because we've started noticing family or household sizes are getting a little larger than normal. I mean, you could still fit at least 4 people in each 2-bedroom unit. And quite honestly, you know, in our culture, you know, sometimes you have people sleeping on the couch, you know, so it could go upwards of four. So yes, they're no longer a 3-bedroom unit, but still it doesn't change the household composition. You know, we've increased the amount of families that will be able to stay in that particular area. And that's the only reason that I'm bringing that up, because let's say year 2, 3, 4, the flows start increasing, and then there is a need for us to do upgrades that can be directly attributed to that subdivision. All I'm trying to be is a little bit cautious, because again, we got burned for $200,000 on the other lift station.
Councilmember, thank you. Well, once again, thank you. I'm not entirely familiar with the other lift station and entirely what was the issue that happened there. But you know, this project, we're at general plan and rezoning stage. There's still the subdivision plat, preliminary and final, that staff would have to review and bring to council for action. Now, once the developer and the engineer settle on a number of lots, perhaps that sewer lift station once again could be updated and reanalyzed by our engineer just to vet it one final time at the preliminary plat and final plat stage, just to perhaps give you an extra sense of security that it could indeed work, if that's something that would.
No, definitely. And I just like to bring all this stuff up front, and so at least the developer knows where any concerns from our perspective, whether it's needed or not. Hopefully it's not. It's a good project. From going from 16 to the 29 that you recommend, it's feasible. It's well needed in our area. So by no means are we trying to kill the project or make it more difficult for the project to come into fruition, but we still need to make sure that we don't repeat what's happened in the past.
Certainly. Yeah, we'll take that into consideration. We'll carefully look at it and just to make sure it's no stone unturned, if you will.
Mayor, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Councilman, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, but let's say once they connect to our lift station, I mean, there is a charge that we could use to, if there's for any upgrades that might be needed, right?
Councilmember Castillo, the cost to upgrade the lift station, if it is needed, would be paid upfront if it is needed indeed. If the project, for example, requires a larger pump or a newer pump, something, and the cost for that is say $20,000, then that would have to be expended by the developer as part of the improvement plans of the subdivision. But so far, everything indicates that that is not the case, that the current capacity of the lift station is sufficient. But
So who paid for the lift station that's there right now?
That I don't have an answer to, if it was part of a development of a subdivision or if that was something the city put in, perhaps someone who knows the history of that.
Okay. Okay. So it's not like if we put the money up front or anything like that, right? Oh,
Yeah, historically, the developers put it in.
Yes, Carmen Juarez, Deputy
Historically.
City Manager. Yes, Councilmember Villalpando. This is one of the requirements of a subdivision. Every time there's a subdivision being developed, the developer is the party that is required to put in all the infrastructure that is necessary as other subdivisions develop around. Some of them, if there is enough capacity, they start connecting to those existing subdivisions.
Thank you, Carmen. Any further questions from Mayor or Council?
Just to be clear, the condition number 3 ensures that lots won't be under 3,000, right? So that's my concern, setting a precedent and allowing smaller lots than by code. So
That is correct, Mayor. Condition number 3 requires the developer to scale back the project to either 29 lots or a number of lots. If it needs to be 28 in order to meet 3,000, then it has to be 28. But the minimum size in the R3 district is 3,000. Anything smaller than that is substandard. So condition number 3 ensures that they have to meet whatever that number is, they have to be at least 3,000 square foot minimum.
any other questions or comments? Is there a motion?
I would like
I'll make the motion to approve.
Mayor, there's 2 motions associated with this action item, so if we can designate a motion at a time and which one it is.
Okay, is there a motion to approve rezoning case PLN 23-00235?
So I'll make a motion to approve minor general plan amendment case PLN 23-00234 with the conditions listed in Exhibit A.
I'll second that motion, Mayor.
A motion by Councilman Castillo, second by Councilman Roldan. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 2, is there a motion for rezoning case PLN 23-00235?
Make a motion to approve rezoning case PLN 23-00235 with the conditions listed in Exhibit A.
So motion by Councilman Castillo.
Second
by
that motion, Mayor.
Vice Mayor Galindo. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council.
Item number 2, discussion and possible action to approve resolution number 2024-003.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council, this is resolution number 2024-003. This resolution formalizes the minor general plan amendment that you have just approved, amending the general plan land use designation of APN 195-33005 from low density residential to high density residential. And this is the finalization of the minor general plan amendment.
Any questions or comments? Is there a motion?
I would like to make a motion to approve resolution number 2024-003.
Motion by Vice Mayor Galindo,
Second.
second by Councilman Castillo. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 3, discussion and possible action to approve first reading by title only, ordinance number 2024-001.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council, this is ordinance number 2024-001. This ordinance, first reading by title only, formalizes the rezoning of APN 195-33005 from R16 to R3, as we have discussed in the public hearing and action items.
Any questions or comments? Is there a motion?
I would like to make a motion to approve the
I'll
first
second
reading
that, Mayor.
by title only by ordinance number 2024-001.
So motion by Vice Mayor Galindo, second by Councilman Roldan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Carries.
Mayor, would you like me to read the ordinance?
Of course.
Thank you, Mayor.
Got the best voice.
Thank you. Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council, this is ordinance number 2024-001. An ordinance of the City of Somerton, amending ordinance number 2015-002 and rezoning certain areas in the city for real property described as APN 195-33005, a 3.65 acre parcel more or less from R16 single family residential to R3 multifamily residential.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Vice Mayor and Council. The next two items are also mine, so I'm just gonna stay up here if you don't mind.
Item number 4, discussion and possible action to approve resolution number 2024-004.
Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council. This is resolution number 2024-004, a resolution of the Mayor and City Council for the creation of an improvement district for the Somerton 1895 subdivision for the purchase electricity, installation of poles, luminaries, and underground utility conduit, together with a charge for use of light, together with a charge of use for lighting facilities for lighting public streets within an area that is described in that subdivision. Mayor and Council, this is the resolution that establishes the lighting improvement district for the new Somerton 1898 subdivision. This is a standard subdivision requirement these days that we ask to create an improvement district for the maintenance, the perpetual maintenance of these lighting fixtures. If the area described as Somerton 1898 is shown in Exhibit A. If you could show Exhibit A, Andrea, please. A little bit more down. So this is the Somerton 1898 subdivision. We have received a formal petition from all the property owners requesting the creation of this improvement district. Staff has verified the signatures to be valid, and thus staff is asking for Mayor and Council to approve the creation of the Somerton 1898 lighting district. And there is a recommended motion before you on the staff report.
Any questions or comments? Is
Resolution of intent, yes.
there a motion?
So move, Mayor.
So motion by Councilwoman Delgadillo, second by Councilman Villalpando. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 5, discussion and possible action to approve resolution number 2024-005.
Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council. This is resolution number 2024-005, a resolution of the Mayor and City Council declaring its intent to create a drainage district for the same subdivision we have just discussed, Somerton 1898. Mayor and Council, this, if created, this improvement district would be for the maintenance of the retention basin and drainage facilities for Somerton 1898. The exhibit is the same for the lighting district. It covers the boundaries of the subdivision. And if there are no further questions, staff's recommended motion is shown on your staff report there.
Is there a motion? So motion by Councilwoman Delgadillo,
Second, Mayor.
second by Vice Mayor Galindo. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council.
Item number 6, discussion and possible action to approve IGA between Arizona Department of Transportation and City of Somerton.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Council. Tonight, the improvements proposed in this agreement consist of lowering a vertical crest curve located approximately 500 feet north of the intersection of County 15th Street and Avenue D by approximately 2 to 3 feet and installing flashing beacons at the current stop sign at the intersection. The project cost shown in Exhibit A is an estimated at $2,136,970, which includes the federal aid and local agencies match. The city's match is $121,808. The state will administer, design, and advertise, bid and award, and administer the construction phase of the project. The project is in collaboration with Yuma County. The total financial impact for this project in FY '24 on the design is a local match of $24,168. In FY '26, the construction match is $95,930 for a budgeted amount in '24 again of in FY '24 of $24,168 and FY '26 of $95,930. This project has been approved by the Somerton Council as part of the Public Works Programming. And this motion to approve the intergovernmental agreement between ADOT and the city relating roadway construction on County 15th Street and Avenue D for the Highway Safety Improvement Program, HSIP Crest Curve Correction Program in the amount of $121,808.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Is there a motion?
So moved, Mayor.
It's a motion by Vice Mayor Galindo,
Second.
second by Councilwoman Gonzalez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any op- No, she said it later. Any opposed? Motion carries. It was a tie.
Thank you, Mayor.
Era Roldán. No, era Roldán.
Oh. Delgadillo, Roland, one of them. I thought it was Gonzalez.
Mayor, te habla Tony.
Yes.
I know you're going in. Saul didn't give me a chance to say anything at all, and I do have a saying that basically says that quit while you're ahead. There was no point.
Mr. Reyes, can you hold on for, Mayor, if you want to go back or open up for call to the public again, and we can have Mr. Reyes.
That's what happens when you don't pay enough.
The motion to reopen public hearing.
So moved.
So motion by Councilwoman Delgadillo.
Second.
Second by Vice Mayor Galindo. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Reyes?
Motion carries.
Some of the conditions. I want to take the opportunity, first of all, to thank the council in general, everybody that supported this project, that we've been, the Comite Bienestar has been trying to get to Somerton for a long time. So it feels really good to be able to say that. I want to thank the Public Works Director and Saul. Everybody was very, very, very helpful. And I wanted to make sure that I acknowledge that in front of you guys. You have a great staff, great people. Chief of Police was in the meeting. Everybody contributed to this, and I wanted to make sure that their contributions didn't go unnoticed. It's been a pleasure so far to deal with the staff of the City of Somerton. There was some issues that we had with the item, but they were resolved immediately. People talked about it. I feel like it's really been a great welcoming, and I wanted to make sure that I thank you all and thank the staff for their diligence in getting this project up to this point. We'll do the best we can, and I'm sure that some of the concerns that were expressed, I heard them, and I know what you're talking about. So I just wanted to say thank you and leave it at that. I don't want to mess up something that is already a good outcome. So thank you very much. You don't have any questions, do you? Cuando? No. I'm just kidding.
Be careful what you wish for.
What you wish for. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mr. Reyes.
Is there a motion to close? So motion by Councilwoman Delgadillo, second by Vice Mayor Galindo. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Summary of current events.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members. First, we have a Chief of Police.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Araceli Juarez, Chief of Police. I have a couple of things. The pancake breakfast went very well. We served probably over 400 plates of food to the community. A lot of people came out. A lot of people had fun. Mr. Galindo was there. Ms. Marta Garcia was there. We really appreciate it. I think they served all the 400 plates they were working in the back really hard, and we really appreciate all the help you gave us that morning. We're gonna have an academy. I left my note back here. Where's it at? Oh, here it is. I'm sorry. We're having an academy, an adult academy started March 14th. It'll be ran for about 12 weeks. We're inviting the public to come out. You can register at the Somerton Public Safety. You can register by phone. If you'd call us, we'll sign you up. It'll be a 12-week program. Like I said, we'll be running it for about 2 hours. We're going to be covering a little bit of everything just to get you inside of a little bit of the operations of the police department in Somerton and what we do. And just reminding the public that we still have a couple openings for police officer positions. You can call us, you can email us, you can reach us out at online on our city webpage. So that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Finance Director, Shawna Medell.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, Chona Medell, Finance Director. Wanted to let you know that last week, Cheryl Taylor, our grant writer, started. She's met with most of the departments and is kind of hitting the ground running. So couple of meetings in, I'll probably bring her by so that she can introduce herself. We attended the GFOA Arizona Winter Conference in Flagstaff a couple of weeks ago, myself and the city manager, and it was very informative. Learned a lot, did a lot of good networking, so it was really good. Brought a lot of stuff back. And then to let you know that the budget process is underway. The department should have their budget spreadsheets all this week, and we'll start that process and get it going. Thank you.
It was really cold, huh? Happy flag.
Chief Hernandez, Fire Department.
Good evening, Mayor and Vice Mayor and council members. This morning I was in a meeting in Yuma with Chief Fields. Wants to extend his gratitude for Somerton Cocopa Fire Department participating in the Yuma Camp Inferno. That camp is for females, teenagers to participate. It's a 3-day event held at the Yuma Public facility, and there was 26 participants. We did have one from Somerton, and hopefully next year we can increase it by having more Somerton residents be part of it. But that event is, like I said, it's a 3-day where it's only for females so they can participate and know what is the career of firefighting. So it was a pretty good event, and we had 3 of our firefighter females participate. Paramedic Ontiveros, Paramedic Barfield, and EMT Mendoza were part of that program. And then also I want to thank the community that came out and supported us at our pancake breakfast, and those that were there to help us. Thank you very much.
Parks and Rec, Rodney.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council. Our Parks and Rec, or our Recreation Department is holding a spring games on March 9th. The games will include kickball, dodgeball, human foosball, and volleyball. We encourage the community to come out and participate. Parks Department, we are upgrading the swings at Council Park. Some of them have broken and some have come unsafe. And also we're upgrading the barbecue grills. We're going to be installing new grills. And also we're going to upgrade the skate park sign there. And at the same time, we're going to order a grill for one of them at Joe Munoz at the Big Ramada. On Wednesday, February 14th, the Crossroad Missions donated 61 blankets to the Desert Valley Senior Center, and the blankets were all passed out to our seniors. That's all I have. Thank you.
And then Jasmine Zmio, Economic Development.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Just one new update. We have successfully posted the 4 available Parkview parcels on the GYDC website. So hopefully that will attract investors from outside of Yuma County.
Mayor, I just want to bring up, we are working on our strategic planning, so we have those dates, so we'll be following up. And like Finance Director mentioned, we are working on the budgets, and so we'll be following up with Mayor and Council on their budget and moving that forward. That's all we have, Mayor.
Councilman Villalpando,
I don't have anything, Mayor. Thank you.
Councilwoman Gonzalez. Gonzalez. Okay. Roldan,
Nothing, Mayor. Thank you.
Castillo.
Just want to say, I heard great things about the pancake event. So thank you for doing that. Just great things. So thank you. Thanks staff and everything for that. I do want to let everyone know that Encanto Learning Center, one of our schools, is going to be having the Read Across America for on February 28th. Right now they have from 8:30 to 11. They have kind of like an open schedule. So if you find the time to go read a book to the kids, I mean, that'd be awesome. So that's all I have, Mayor.
Councilwoman Delgadillo.
I want to thank Charles for his efficiency on addressing a concern that a new resident to Somerton had. Thank you very much, Charles. I appreciate that. I did not attend the Petpalooza, but I did have coworkers that attended, and so they raved a lot on how well it was organized. So thank you to Valeria and her team. I also want to thank the PD and fire for the pancake event. I also heard really great things. I know that last year was it was a small event. Now it grew, and I'm sure it's going to grow from now on. And so thank you very much for putting that on for our community. Councilwoman Gonzalez said she could hear us, but we couldn't hear her. But she also said to state that that she attended the pancake event, and she wants to thank everyone involved for the great efforts. Thank you.
Vice Mayor.
Like everybody mentioned, I attended the breakfast, the pancake breakfast at the police department. I was surprised to see the community. There was hardly anybody. It was raining, it was cold. Suddenly they started smelling the bacon. And everybody came out. We were like, Javier was running to buy some extra eggs and bacon and everything. So, but it was nice. So, but I noticed something at the next event. I would like to see council cooking so the police and the fire department can have the opportunity to talk to the community, have more on one-on-one. It was a little bit, we were busy, the police department and the fire department were busy cooking, and there was not enough time for interaction with the community. So it's something that I would like to see next year, more interaction with the community. But it was a great event.
Let's schedule it right now so we can book it.
Yeah.
And the city manager too.
City manager, everybody. Yeah. And it was a good bacon, you know.
From Del Sol.
From Del Sol, the Canadian bacon.
At the GYDC meeting, the highlight there was the city of Yuma presented on their spaceport plans, and they just gave an update and you know what the work they've been doing. Also last Thursday, Governor Hobbs came to Yuma and gave the state of the state address, which was well attended. You know, I heard the rest of council wasn't invited, right? So hopefully next year we address that. And also I hope to see all the council members on our retreat. You know, a lot of us couldn't make the retreat out of town, so hopefully this one is well attended, and so we can all, you know, get together and form our strategic plan moving forward here in the next coming years. And that's it. It's 7:55. Meeting's adjourned.
Under an hour?